A lot done out there today. Pleased, pretty good. I mean, as we're basically wrapping down up training camp right now. So, talked to our guys about tomorrow. We're back here. Got a kind of an lighter evening practice, just helmets and shoulder pads, and then Saturday scrimmage, and they're off for a couple days. And coaches will kind of start putting the plan together with exactly where we are, who's ready to go. Who's definitely ready to go, who's on the borderline ready to go, and then who's probably needs another year of development.
How much does that scrimmage play a part into that?
It'll play a part. It's not solely based on that. It's much more based on, overall. But if you come out, have a great scrimmage, and to me, it's not all just playmaking. It's more about the doing your job. The consistency of being able to do your job on a regular basis, so we can trust you on the field.
Talking to John Banks yesterday, he said, and of course these guys been through this drill, but he said even watching the young guys, there's more players pushing each other. They responded better to this camp than he's ever seen.
It did. I think we did a couple different things in format to help the younger guys get a lot more reps early on. But the split squad practice, and also just splitting the squad during practice, so you have two groups going at the same time. I think what that did for the younger players, it gave them a better opportunity to get reps, understand what the system is, and and so at this point at camp, they have they know what they're doing a little bit more, so they can compete a little bit better, and you get that competition when you're out there on the field.
After finishing up training camp, were there any particular position groups or players that stood out, good or bad, that were a little different than you might have expected?
Nah, every day, some guys do good some days, some guys, they have off days, and I like the way the teams, I do like the way in a training camp that our team's coming together. I see a lot of guys still stick together as a team. Even though you get in a training camp, you get tested, you have position groups, and hey, running backs getting mad, the O-line misses a block, they're mad at the O-lineman, you know what I mean? Or then the linebackers get mad at the D-line. D-line gets mad at the corners because, they let a guy not open. Offense and defense start getting chippy with fights and all practice. And, what I've seen out of us is not a lack of competitiveness with all that stuff going on, and guys still get chippy. What I've seen is everybody really believing in the team aspect of things. That it's going to take every person doing their job for us to succeed. Probably the best I've seen since I've been here, of that kind of team chemistry.
What areas have you seen Dak be able to progress in with the extra reps he's gotten since last year being that backup guy?
Well, he's doing a whole lot better throwing the football. Now still has a little ways to go, for me. But Tyler's got, every quarterback. I watched some 49ers from, I guess, Alex Smith got a little ways to go in my mind. Stuff and so, you never stop developing, but he has. The one thing is I think Dak's really smart. He's really progressed within the offense. He knows what's going on. For a guy that is a redshirt freshman right now, he knows what's going on the field. Checking plays, comfortable with the system. Getting into the right receiver, and he still makes mistakes, but I'm very happy with where he is at this stage of his career.
Early on, you were in the fall. You were looking at how guys run on and off the field. But what are you looking for from Saturday when they go into the stadium that first?
They still better run. I look for them run on and off the field. On Saturday, I look for them running on and off the field, running to the ball, finishing plays. Not making silly mistakes, no penalties, none of that stuff. Really on Saturday. When I come back to watch the film, I want to look at who's executing. Who is executing, who's consistently doing their job. What are we consistently doing well on offense? What are we consistently doing well on defense? If we have to tweak schematically or tweak, game plan wise, where our focus is going to be.
It's that scrimmage where the players understand that it's important as far as rotation and the depth chart.
Oh yeah. They've known everything has been according to that. I've told them that. We're done. You have a light practice tomorrow night. You have Saturday's practice. Saturday scrimmage, and at that point, we're gonna have scout teams next week. So it doesn't mean that we've set who's playing and who's not playing. There's still gonna be a bunch of guys that are on that edge one way or the other, but, we're gonna have a good idea of the direction we're headed in.
Will you do the
Practice
same?
late tomorrow, you said?
Yeah, practice will be late tomorrow night.
Like a walkthrough or just a
No,
practice?
practice, but under the lights at night. You get out of the heat.
Will you do normal kicking during scrimmage? How's that, those battles
I've looked at the kicking. I'm not going to do like normal scrimmage kicking, but we will do kicking just so we kick in the stadium. As a PAT field goal we do as part of the scrimmage. But as far as punt, kickoff return, I kind of, like we do sometimes in the spring, we'll do, 8 kickoff returns to start the scrimmage, or, 4 punts at the beginning, 4 punts in the middle, or something like that. Kind of mix it in.
It's your first year, I guess, since your first year when you got here, not to return a guy that's been a veteran field goal kicker for you, and you've always had that guy coming back. What's that different this year in camp, having more guys battle? I mean, I know there was always competition there, but
I don't notice any of that stuff differently. You got coach the guys a little bit harder about their fundamentals. Where if you get a guy like Baker Swedenberg, who's been in the program for 4.5 years or whatever it is now. He's very. You don't have to tell him a whole lot. He's got it, and now you're always working with him and trying to improve, get better, but he understands running on and off the field and being on time to practice and where the drop spot is for the punt. So that stuff's a lot easier.
A week and a half ago, you said you were kind of disappointed in the kickers, but they had time. You knew that would work itself out. How have they done in the last week and a half, especially when they got those pads on?
They're getting there. We got a long time to go. I haven't put them. I've still let them kick, and they're getting a lot better. And I haven't put them in the tough pressure situations. Hopefully we get some big field goals in the scrimmage on Saturday, and a situation where they get a run on the field and actually perform. So we'll see how that goes on Saturday.
Jonathan Banks said yesterday, we heard from a couple other players, the best the offense has looked in a preseason since he's been here. Obviously, we can't see it, but what's the offense doing right now that's impressing you to let you know that these guys are probably a little bit further ahead than, say, last year, even 2 years ago, or 3 years ago?
I'd say, I don't know if that's the case. I think we're throwing and catching the ball pretty well, but, we have some experienced guys at those positions, so that's part of it. And I don't look too much, and hopefully I'm hoping that we don't have a bad defense, in training camp. The hard part you don't know in training camp, maybe our offense is really good. If the offense has a great day, you can say, boy, I think the offense is really good. Or, as a head coach, I lie at night looking at the ceiling saying, boy, I hope our defense isn't really bad. Or vice versa. If the defense has a great day, you say, boy, optimistically, you could say, I hope we have a great defense. And we might just have a terrible offense. I don't know. So, it kind of goes back and forth. But I think when you're on the field, when you can throw and catch the ball efficiently, you get the older receivers that are experienced, know where to be and how to be there, have good hands, and you have a quarterback that's been in the system that knows where they're going to be. I think you can look more productive on offense.
You sound pleased with the receivers and what's been going on throwing the football.
Yeah, I am. They're playing how they should play as seniors to me. So I don't know that we don't have a superstar to me, but I have a bunch of guys that are gonna, I don't have 1, I don't have 2, I don't have 3, I probably have 4 or 5 guys that I feel very comfortable that are gonna do things the right way. And catch the ball, and I think our quarterback's done a good job throwing and getting it to him. But again, you don't know till you start playing the reality of what your team's going to be like this year.
You guys good?
Yep.
Sweet.